What's going on, you guys? How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning back into another video. In today's video, I want to talk about if the Vancouver Canucks should name a captain going into this NHL season. Since Bo Horvat's gone, the captaincy spot is now available in Vancouver. I'm intrigued what you guys think, but also excited to talk about my opinion on if I think the Canucks should name a captain and who that captain should be. Before we get into it though, as always, if you guys are new to the channel, it would mean a lot if you guys subscribed and liked the video if you guys enjoyed. Also, comment down below your guys' opinions on the topic. And with that said, let's get into it. So let's talk about, first off, who could be the Vancouver Canucks captain next. And in my opinion, there really is only three guys that I can see fighting, or not even necessarily fighting, but competing for the captain spot on the Vancouver Canucks. Let's start off with the first player that I have in mind, and that is JT Miller. I've seen a lot of people actually recently get onto the JT Miller hype train. When the season started, JT Miller was getting just slandered and roasted for his gameplay, which I mean, rightfully so. He definitely struggled defensively. He struggled with his personality, like he was just lashing out. He was still putting up points, but he just didn't look like the JT Miller that we just signed and the JT Miller a few seasons that we've seen here in Vancouver. He definitely struggled in some aspects of his game. But the one thing that everyone kept talking about JT Miller, and still to this day talk about JT Miller, is how well spoken he is, how outgoing he is, and how he is not afraid to voice his concerns and voice his opinions whatsoever. He does seem like he really wants what's best for the team and wants the team to win. He absolutely hates losing, and sometimes that may come across as a negative thing, as sometimes he just lashes out and just has tantrums, you could say, for lack of better words. He just throws some tantrums, but you know it's coming from a good place because he just wants to win and he wants the team to succeed. That's all the kind of characteristics you want in a captain. Not only that, but he is willing to stick up for his teammates. He's willing to fight. You've seen it this season where he would stick up for teammates and would fight. That was a characteristic that Bo Horvat didn't have. That was a characteristic Henrik Sedin didn't have, and I don't think you necessarily need to have that characteristic as a captain, but it is one pro that I think JT Miller would be able to provide as one. I still think even if he's not a captain, he still can obviously provide these strengths. I'm not saying that he can't stick up for his teammates if he's not captain, because clearly he can. I'm just stating that that does make a good captain, and that is a good look if your captain is willing to go out there and stick up for his teammates when needed. He's also just a good player. Like, he's an all-around good player. I've seen a lot of people recently kind of get onto the JT Miller captain hype train, which I think is cool. I'm a big JT Miller guy. Even when he was going through his ruts and stuff, I still like JT Miller. I am a big fan. The next player I've seen is obviously Elias Pettersson. Now, what's interesting about him is you think he's kind of almost the face of the franchise now, but I think out of the three players I'm going to list, he has been talked about the least when it comes to being a captain, which is kind of surprising to me. A lot of teams, this doesn't mean anything. It just usually happens that your best player ends up being your captain. Petey, I would say, is our best player, but I think most people, and myself included, don't really see Petey as captain material. It's hard to say because all the characteristics I'm going to say for Petey was exactly what Henrik Sedin was, and Henrik Sedin was captain for the Canucks, and he was a very, very good captain. But Petey is just very quiet, very soft-spoken. His English still is getting worked on, as he wasn't really great at English when he came over to Vancouver in the first place, so he's still working on that, and you can tell he definitely picks and chooses what he says. He's really delicate with the way he talks. Now, no knock to Petey, but I personally just think Petey needs to focus on his game. Not saying that he's a bad player, but I'm saying being a captain comes with a lot of extra kind of responsibilities, and I would love for Petey to just focus on him and just keep playing the way he plays and keep leveling up the way he's been leveling up and just getting better and better and better. Now, the next candidate here that I could see pushing for a captaincy spot is, I think, the second main player, maybe even number one, and then JT's kind of second, and that is Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes has already taken strides to be that captain and kind of provide that captain-like look for the Vancouver Canucks. He did it last year, especially towards the end of the year when there was some when he thanked all the fans. It was Quinn Hughes who went to the center of the circle of all the players and thanked the fans, which I think definitely shows just a growth in his personal development. Quinn Hughes is very well spoken. He's also shown that he isn't afraid to voice his opinions, as he's done it multiple times over the season, especially about the Tanner Pearson stuff and about just other stuff in general. So he has voiced his opinion. So he definitely is outspoken and isn't afraid to voice what's on his mind, which I think is also a good thing when it comes to a captain. If I'm going to talk about who I would make captain, if it's me personally, I think I would lean in the favor of Quinn Hughes. I love Quinn Hughes a lot, and I think he would make a fantastic captain. Now let's go to the topic of the video here, and that is, do I think the Vancouver Canucks should name a captain next season? And I'm going to go on a limb here and say no. I think they should just run alternate captains, let the captain kind of emerge throughout the season, see who steps up. I think it will be Quinn Hughes, but see who continues to step up and take that push. Also, you have to sign Petey, so if the organization really wants Petey to be that captain, and maybe he wants to as well, you got to make sure you get him signed, because there's no point in naming him captain and then he gets traded, or he just doesn't sign too. So you definitely got to make sure you get Petey signed, and I think see how the season goes. That's what I was kind of meaning when I said that let the captain emerge, see how the season goes, see how the team plays, and see who just rises to the occasion and is willing to be that captain for the Vancouver Canucks. So my answer in short is no. I do not think the Vancouver Canucks should name a captain this season. I think they should just rock A's and just see how the season goes and see who it wants to be that captain for next year. I guess not next year, the next season after that, so in 2 years. You know what I mean? But thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. So comment down below your opinion. Who do you guys think should be captain? Do you guys think the Canucks should name one? Do you not? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.